sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo.
It is another beautiful night for Philippine basketball as we continue with the MPBL's 6th season here inside the Olivares College Gym in Parañaque. So now we are featuring Joseph Gabaini, who had a double-double with 12 points and 13 rebounds in their previous win versus Marikina. He will be matched up against Danny Marilao and the rest of the bigs of Bacolod City. They lost in their previous game versus Quezon, so they're looking forward to bouncing back big time versus one of our contenders in the 6th season of the MPBL. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Javi Palanya and Mika Abesamis. Javi, we saw Joseph Gabaini just a while ago. Last year, let's face it, naramdaman natin na nag-a-adjust pa siya sa Zamboanga. But in the season, are you sensing that he's comfortable with his team already?
Yeah, definitely. You could see it in the body language in the games that he's played so far this season. At sanay na rin siya sa sistema na pinapatakbo ni Coach Louie Alas. Obviously, here it's so much different in terms of physicality compared to the PBA. But he's been adjusting pretty well. And makikita naman natin sa numbers na pinaput up niya so far this year. He's been more comfortable and he's been doing well para sa Zamboanga. Big reason why they're atop the Southern team standings.
He did say that his priority has changed as well for Zamboanga. Not more of scoring, it's really more of rebounding now for Joseph Gabaini, helping out the Marcelino twins among others. In their previous outing, Joseph Gabaini was big time, reaching double figures in terms of those boards for Zamboanga. That's versus Marikina. Sabi niya medyo nahirapan din siya dahil mahaba rin naman yung mga ibang bigs ng Marikina, but they were able to pull away, winning by 24.
But they started that game flat. They were down by 7 after the end of the first quarter, 6-13, and then outscoring Marikina in the second and third quarter to be able to dominate that ball game and end up with a 24-point victory. Defense was once again the name of the game para sa kanila. They also shot slightly better from the field. No, they did not actually. They only shot 35.1, but they did dominate the rebounding department in that game. They were plus 28 on the glass, 60-32, 27 coming off the offensive department, and they also dominated inside the paint, 34-24, and ran Marikina to the ground, 20-8.
That's why Joseph Gabaini was selected as the best player of that game, and Nacho Ignacio, who actually was one of their top scorers, reaching 11 points as the Kobe Bryant of Zamboanga. Now let us transition to Bacolod City. They lost as well in their previous game. Danny Marilao had a double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds, but it was a dominant performance by the Huskers.
After only trailing by 1 after the end of the first quarter, 15-16, they were outscored by Quezon in the second, 13-22. It was another low-scoring affair in the third quarter, but Quezon continued to outclass them, outscoring them 8-13 in that third period. They trailed by as much as 23 in that game. They let Quezon shoot 41.4% and only shot 30.8 para sa kanila. And those turnovers really did them in that game. 19 turnovers converted by Quezon into 24 turnover points. And they let the Huskers run and score 20 points in transition sa laro na yun.
That could be the same story in today's outing for Danny Marilao and company. After all, turnovers and fast break points, those are specialties of Zamboanga here in the MPBL. Let's turn you over to Miguel Pere to get things going.
MPTV Channel 53 on satellite and on Filipinas Live app. Let's meet our starters, beginning with the Zamboanga Master Sardines. Forward number 16, Adi Santos. Center number 31, Ray Publico. The other forward number 0, Kenneth Alas. Guard number 5, Renzo Subido. And the other guard number 11, JC Marcelino. Head coach for Zamboanga is Louie Alas. Assistant coaches Ron J. Enrile, Cesar Polhen, Francis Punla, and Mark Orias. Team representative is Antoinette Roque. Head of basketball operation, Nini Arquiza. Team governor, Ramay Raham. Team manager, Alvin Muño. Team owners are Mr. T.P. Cao and Miss Anita Cao. Now, the starting 5 for Bacolod City of Smiles. Starting at center, number 25, Miles Cañal. At guard, number 0, Jamel Ramos. Also at guard, number 4, JJ Española. At forward, number 26, Tricky Peromingan. And the other forward, number 17, Danny Marilao. Coaching Bacolod City of Smiles is Paul San Jose, with Bong Sangalang and Bosch Solentino. Team manager is Luigi Herrera. Referees for this ball game are crew chief Alan Manzano, umpire 1 Cornel Tungol, and umpire
Our starting five presented by Buenas, Renzo Subido, JC Marcelino in the backcourt together with Ray Publico, Adi Santos, and Kenneth Alas para sa Zamboanga, para naman sa Bacolod. They will be beginning things with Jamel Ramos, JJ Española, Miles Cañal, Tricky Peromingan, and Danny Marilao. Also no Coach Alex Cabagnot for this game. Para sa Bacolod City of Smiles, it will be Paul San Jose calling the shots this evening for Team Bacolod. Bacolod getting a first possession here. Jamel Ramos, who came in late with his Bacolod squad, starting at point guard tonight para sa kanilang kupunan. Cañal onto the other side, pero Mingan now being defended by JC Marcelino. That's a tough shot. Cañal loses it as he was about to make a pass to JJ Española.
Of the game for Zamboanga. Renzo Subido now has the ball. Screen by Publico. Subido, up top they go. Ray Publico, defended by Cañal. Now it's Adi Santos. Onto JC Marcelino. Kenneth Alas. 9 on the shot clock. JC will fire. That's good.
That's a lot of space being given by Tricky Peromingan. Even if he was in front of JC Marcelino, he should pressure that basketball and force Marcelino to put the ball on the floor so that he could have help defense come and try to rotate on him to try and stop the former MVP.
JC hasn't shied away from shooting threes in the season. He was 2 out of 6 in the previous game versus Marikina. Danny Marilao with a prayer, no good.
That's another forced shot here by Bacolod to begin this ball game. Earlier, Miles Cañal also had trouble handling that basketball.
Back with Renzo Subido. A lot of space. Off to the left. Rebound, Adi Santos, as per usual. On the second try, it's Kenneth Alas. Reverse, still no good. Adi Santos, siya pa rin.
2-3 black shirts right there in the area of the rebound, and still Adi Santos was the guy to get it. That's just more effort being displayed by the veteran. And so far, the defense also by Zamboanga holding up here at the start of the quarter. Good thing Cañal was fouled on that play. That could have been a clean block. That call should have gone the other way.
Kenneth Alas is still trying to plead his case. I wonder if he would go as far as saying, "Dad, trust me." Pero mukhang hindi naman kinailangan in that previous sequence. As now Cañal is at the stripe. You see his averages in the season, 59% from the stripe. Close to 5 points and 5 rebounds. 5-1 is the tally.
I wonder if Kenneth Alas does call him dad when he's on the court, no?
That's a good question.
Same goes for Cal Tolentino.
Pero ako sa mga kilala kong naging coach nila yung tatay nila, based from experience, coach ang tawag nila. Kasi awkward nga naman.
Yeah, and you do want to have that boundary.
So, as Jamel Ramos scores for Bacolod. So, if Kenneth does call him dad, then you know that something's up.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was a good play for Bacolod. Good misdirection on the half-court set to be able to set up Jamel Ramos.
What a start for Adi Santos, the 35-year-old of Zamboanga. Technically, he's the oldest alongside Choi Ignacio, believe it or not, is also 35 years old. Yeah. And Joseph Tercio, of course. Sila po ang veterano ng Zamboanga, pero wala silang choice kundi sumabay sa takbuhan ng Master Sardines. Publico will score.
Well, give them this. They don't look 35 at all.
Yeah. Kanina nga si Joseph Tercio, nung tinanong ko yung edad niya, hindi siya masaya nung sinabi niya na 35 nga rin siya.
Nakasimangot eh.
Oo. Pass inside. That's Kanyal who scores again. Basket and one.
It was a flat start to begin this game para sa Bacolod. It looked like they were playing individually, not really a lot of team play. But the past couple of plays, good setups by Team Bacolod. You can see here, Española attracting the defense and setting up Kanyal on the short roll near the basket for another and one opportunity.
Here's the bonus for Miles. They're down by 3 now after that conversion. Papasok dito si JM Manalang, formerly of the UE Red Warriors, now with Bacolod City. So it's a different kind of red and white for him. Over 3 minutes gone by. Subido, there was a foul off the ball.
And somebody pushing off Republico on that baseline.
Baseline inbound for Kenneth Alas. Up top they go to Adi Santos against Manalang. Hand off to Renzo. Subido against Ramos. A missed dribble.
Also defensively, Bacolod is communicating better the past few possessions. Zamboanga is running somewhat of a flex offense in their half-court sets.
Back with Jamel. Bringing the ball down against Renzo Subido, who has worked on his defense a lot in the offseason. And he continues to do so. 10 on the shot clock. JJ Española, lefty versus lefty. Española going left. JJ passes. Tough receive there, but it's a 3 for Jamel Ramos.
A good bailout right there by Jamel Ramos. Española was bottled up in the left side of the basket. Good thing Ramos was available for that pass on the corner.
It's now 9-all. JC Marcelino, the pull-up and the miss. Offensive rebound again for Zamboanga. Renzo Subido. Ball tapped away. Adi Santos in trouble. That is not a turnover. Kenneth Alas still at it. 2 points.
Oh, despite the score there by Kenneth Alas, still a good effort by Manalang to be able to try and keep in step with the big men of Zamboanga. But you're just going to have to put in much more effort if you're the big men of Bacolod.
9-11. Jamel Ramos. Nice seal by Manalang. There's a foul, a hold by Republico.
Manalang trying to use his height advantage right there on the block.
This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. What was your first impression about Jamel Ramos?
Jamel Ramos came in and played his first game. I think it was in San Andres. I forget which opponent that they had. But obviously, he still had difficulty adjusting to the physicality. My first impression was he was a heady point guard, somewhat of a Val Chauca, actually.
Okay, that's a good comparison.
Still hasn't shown his capabilities of scoring. I think it's taking him some time to be able to adjust to the Filipino style of play, especially here in the MPBL. He's only averaging 3.3 points per game so far. This might be the game that he could break out. After all, he did have a good start knocking down his first three-point shot.
I was about to argue as JC Marcelino misses and Publico gets the cleanup. Remember Larry Arpia? Siya yung naalala ko dito kay Jamel Ramos. Maybe because of the build.
Yeah, just a smaller version, no?
Oo. At medyo hefty rin as a point guard. But in terms of expectation, we talked about this, Richard Popovich of Imus. May iba kasing may ibang vibe kapag galing sa ibang bansa, you kind of wanted to excel in this league. Popovich recently played well for Imus in Pampanga. So to your point, maybe this could be a good start as well for Jamel Ramos.
Oh, he knocked down his first shot. After all, really, it's not just the physicality that they're trying to adjust to. It's also the kind of climate that they're playing in might be a factor.
Ang init ngayon.
To why they've been having trouble adjusting to the game. So in terms of skill set, I do not doubt that they have it. After all, these guys have good credentials. Popovich played in the NBL in Sydney. Ito si Jamel Ramos, he played college basketball in the US. So, it's not really a knock on their credentials, but just the ability to be able to turn those into results here in the MPBL, that's something that we still have yet to see.
At least slowly but surely they're feeling all the more comfortable. 15-9. Subido, not the best of passes. Espanola is on the run. JJ will miss. And there's a loose ball foul on Tricky Peromingan.
Made a big stride trying to go for that sidestep to the left side. It was si JJ Espanola. Could have had a better possession had he waited for the trailer. Tricky Peromingan. That could have been an easy 2 points for Peromingan up close.
Have a timeout, Tricky. Not too happy about that previous sequence. It's 15-9. 3 minutes and change in the opening quarter.
Back at the Olivares College Gym for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Now, if you look at Bacolod, you would see that the players are actually in shape. Some point guards are actually even more athletic than the others. And so far, sabi ng mga coaches, it's really just a mental thing, executing, running on plays, and setting up their defense. They're working through the struggle, losing games. Without struggle, there's no progress, sabi nila. From here, they can only go up and grow up. Against Zamboanga, the plan is to stay home on JC and double on the post on Gabayni because of the mismatch when he arrives on the court. But really, it has to start with their minds. And so far, not bad, especially their point guard from Cali, former wrestler Jamil Ramos. Mix Javi.
What? What? Okay, I was building up my response with all the technicalities that Mika mentioned about their defense, about them building each other up here in the MPBL. But okay, wrestler, that explains his heft. Let's see actually if he can translate that physicality in the MPBL. Poste kaya?
Yeah, you know, I would love to see him at the block. But the thing is, he doesn't have the height to be able to create mismatches. But still see if Coach Paul San Jose would try to opt and use him on the block against maybe a Joey Barcuma.
Feeling ko lang naman, kailangan din malaman ng coaches niya na wrestler siya before. Tignan natin ha. We're talking about Jamel Ramos of Bacolod City. He's now on the bench as Pastias is in. J.M. Manalang will fire and he will score.
Pretty looking jumper from 19 feet. That's a good setup by Jamel Pastias. Going to the left side and then going back to his big man Manalang on the perimeter.
Inside, good cut by the 35-year-old. Whether he likes it or not, Joseph Terzo.
Just love having a guy like Joseph Terzo on your squad. Whether it be starting ball games or coming off the bench, you're pretty sure that Joseph Terzo will be delivering for you, especially in a squad that is so system-based on both sides of the floor.
Sorry, he just ran in front of us and he was screaming his age. A testament to his hard work, running with his teammates, as now Gabayni is fouled inside. I like your point about Joseph Terzo. After all, he's a championship caliber point guard in the MPBL. This play of the game is brought to you by Buenas. That type of cut, pang championship team yan.
Post exchange right there on that last play, leaving Joseph Terzo wide open on the left side. Might have been a tough angle after the screen, but still the versatility and the experience as well coming from the skill set of a man like Joseph Terzo, you could already expect that.
Gabayni misfires on his first gimme. He's at 59% from the stripe this season. You see his numbers, 10 points, 8 rebounds per game. It's just so good to hear from him about his acceptance of his role. Kasi alam naman natin, senior na rin yan eh. Kung tutuusin, senior siya ng Marcelino Twins in Lyceum. And same goes here in Zamboanga. But in his mind, there's no seniority. Here, we all respect each other. We have to adapt with each other. And we also have to follow Coach Louis Alas. And he will be big for Zamboanga in the long run because, as we know, Javi, the teams have gotten bigger in this season.
Definitely, and good for him to be able to accept his role already. I think he was just having difficulty last year. Of course, him coming from the PBA where he did have a decent stint, he expected that he was going to be a go-to guy, especially with the fact that there was a Justin Baltazar with Pampanga, and there were guys like Michael Mabulak playing for Nueva Ecija, Will Macaloni. You know, these guys were given a lot of freedom to operate on the block. A guy like Gabi Espinas for Caloocan, he expected to be the same para sa Zamboanga, but good thing that Coach Louis Alas was able to get to him and made him realize that he is in a supporting role right here and that he will flourish more, just like he's doing right now, if he accepts this kind of role coming behind guys like JC Marcelino.
Paalala lang din po, bukas may Greg Zila na paparating sa liga ng bawat Pilipino, and he will be a tough cover as well for Joseph Cabaini in the long run. A while ago, his former Terra Firma teammate Javi Gomez Deliano was here, and Javi was telling me this was our Junmar stopper before, and I was telling Javi, ngayon, Balti stopper na yan dito sa MPBL, which was actually the very reason why Joseph Cabaini was selected to be a part of the South All-Stars last year, just to try to counter Balti Baltazar, as now we just saw a basket from Ralph Salcedo.
A good run out right there by Bacolod. Salcedo leading the break for them. Did not wait for the Zamboanga defense to set up, taking the contact and finishing on his offhand.
Salcedo is one of those guys who are deemed as fantastic role players for Bacolod City. Hindi nagmamadali. Very good playing in a system. That's why his teammates really appreciate him. Under a minute to go in the opening frame. 20-13. Joseph Terzo. Tosi. And 5. Now it's Mahari off of his cut. They go to Tosi. Baseline drive. Did he lose space? Yes, he did.
You just love to see the perpetual motion of this Zamboanga offense. Don't really see a lot of people just standing around. Always somebody moving, whether it's setting a screen or cutting towards the basket, flaring out. Always someone moving here, and they get a steal.
Sean Mahari, nice feed. One more. Barkuma, he leans in and he gets the bounce.
Lucky that he didn't get called for a travel violation right there. He shuffled his feet upon receipt.
Maybe he's just that quick. 10 seconds remaining before the end of one. Bacolod has the leather. This is Nico Obalde. He will drive. Obalde, no good. And that's it for our opening frame. Zamboanga continues to look good in the 6th season of the MPBL. They're up by 9 points. We saw the running game once more. Great defense implemented by the Master Sardines, although we did get good moments from the wrestler himself, Jamel Ramos.
Sharper than ever itong Zamboanga Master Sardines in this game. 50% from the field, 50% inside the arc, making 1 out of 2 from three-point country, dominating the boards. Once again, they're a +9 in that department, and everybody is chipping in para kay Coach Louis Alas.
This end of the first quarter score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. We are back inside the Olivares College gym in Parañaque. A lot of love from the fans of the Patriots early. And I'm sure we also have fans from Bacolod and Zamboanga, or for Bacolod and Zamboanga, as we get to see our rebounding and second chance stories.
Wow, what an advantage right there para sa Zamboanga. +12 in the rebounding department, and also being able to play good defense. That's been trouble for Bacolod so far. First quarter field goal story, 10 out of 19 for the Master Sardines. That's 52%, while Bacolod only shooting 31% so far after the end of 10 minutes.
Good tap by Joseph Cabaini. The ball goes out of bounds in favor of Bacolod. I'd like to take this time to greet Ryan Costello. A happy birthday. Ryan, one of the stars that we have in the MPBL. Do enjoy your day, as now Just saw a three-pointer from Alfred Cedillo. By the way, what's cute is the fact that it's Ryan's dad who asked me to greet him. So Sir Leo Costello, wherever you may be, big shout out to you. Yan ang pagmamahal ng isang ama para sa kanyang anak. Much like the love of Coach Louis for Kenneth Alas, as now Tancinco scores inside.
An 8-point lead para sa Zamboanga. Bacolod had good stretches in the first quarter, organizing their offense after a flat start. But somehow, they haven't been able to shackle the Zamboanga offense that continues to move well.
Missed by Ubalde. And here comes Joseph Terzo against L.A. Casinillo. Terzo going left. Pass to the left. That's a three-pointer. Joey Barcuma misfires, and there's a loose ball foul. It's on John Mahari.
Don't really see Joey Barcuma taking a lot of threes. That's a shot that he's not used to taking, but had to take that shot because of the shot clock winding down.
You have JC Marcelino returning and Jason Strait making his first appearance in this game. Earlier today, we saw the former team of Jason Strait losing to Caloocan Batangcan Kalu. So we saw the lowest scoring output so far in the season. Marikina was held to less than 40 points by Batangcan Kalu. That's a nice looking shot by JJ Pastas. (24-18). Barcuma, Adi Santos, JC Marcelino. They go to Mahari, corner three. That's good.
Whether it's a zone or man-to-man, Zamboanga continues to move that ball around and find the open man. That time, John Mahari connecting from the outside against the zone of Bacolod.
That's the first 3 points of John Mahari in this game. There's a foul on the other end. Joey Barcuma admitting to it. Sorry, andyan ba si JB Marcelino?
Yeah, I don't think I also saw him during
Parang wala nga
warm-ups.
siya.
He's behind the bench.
Ayun. Ang galing ng ating production team.
Saktong-sakto.
Hindi ko alam kung wavelength lang ba tayo doon or ganun ka husay ang ating production team. To our cameraman, to our director, to our producer, everybody involved, thank you for that shot. No JB in this game, 26-18. Let's see the shot by JM Manalang. And we have our lucky fan of the game brought to you by Buenas. Tamang asikaso sa anak habang nanonood ng basketball.
Multitasking.
Nice combination, yeah. Nice block by John Mahari. Jason Strait passes the ball forward. JC onto John Mahari. They go to Renzo Subido all day. In and out. He run to the other end. Nice bounce. Ubalde, Pastas, one more. Casinillo will score.
Despite the basket, you could still give credit to the transition defense there of Zamboanga. Initially was outnumbered 3-on-2, but 5 guys running back just as Casinillo got that shot off.
There's a foul on the other end. JC Marcelino will proceed to the line. Contact by Nico Ubalde. This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star. Went to the backs. That was actually a nice pass already. Sayang lang dahil walang assist si Nico Ubalde. But his teammate will get it in Pastas. JC just converted. Later on, we'll hear from Mika Abesamis about the status of his twin brother. But all is well for Zamboanga. They do have a deep team after all. John Mahari playing great defense. There's the escape and the block. Wonderful help by Jason Strait.
The great thing about Zamboanga this season is not only the effort is there, but they do have the length, even off the bench. Look at that. Jason Strait keeping in step with Casinillo.
There was the contest again by Jason Strait, but it's a three-point conversion by Alfred Cedillo. Something happened away from the ball. A foul on Janjan Pastas. Ricky Perumingan will check in for the black, red, and white. And speaking of those colors, tomorrow Val City will take on Manila. Sir Voltaire, or Sir Bong Ora, is actually watching this game. And he's giving us a bit of a strategy already for Valenzuela as they take on Greg Zilla. Sabi niya, we have a Greg Zilla stopper or a Godzilla stopper in Ladis Lepalam.
Godzilla stopper. I like it.
Let's see if he will actually own up to that nickname tomorrow. John Mahari is called for a charge. Let's see what happened. Oh, this was the foul away from the ball. And it's a... Oh, no, actually. So we're just checking the two-pointer for Alfred Cedillo. It's not a three. And somewhere along the way, there was a foul by JJ Pastas. 28-22. Ricky Perumingan double-teamed. Everything is safe here at the sideline. Now the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a baseline inbound for Bacolod City. Might I say, I'm surprised that you weren't worried at all for your laptop.
I was pretty sure that Perumingan wasn't going to crash.
Okay. Mahal yan.
Mahal yan.
Jason Strait down the middle for a layup. Forward pass. Cedillo all alone. Good contest by Jason Strait. JC will drive. JC, sorry miss. Ball tapped away in favor of Bacolod, and Jason Apolonio alongside JC Marcelino want the challenge. Coach Louie will do it.
That's just a testament to the amount of trust that Coach Louie puts on his star players. And JC Marcelino says challenge Coach Louie, readily obliging. But it seems it wasn't called in time, and that's why our referees will not allow it.
All right, we move on. An 8-point advantage for Zamboanga. Cedillo hands it off to Ubalde. That's Jacob Galicia. Cutter, Casinillo. Wow, what a block by JC Marcelino.
That's the second time Casinillo has been swatted away here in this quarter, and that's just trademark para kay JC Marcelino. Running on the break, getting a running start, and then leaning in on the left side with that hang time move. That's just classic JC Marcelino.
It's an MVP type of sequence off of his block. He just came streaking through. Good find by Renzo Subido, and when JC is going left, more often than not, he will score. 32-22.
You're still watching the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. As we expected the North Division to be tight, the South is also showing up with strong contenders. I asked Coach Louie Alas for his thoughts regarding this, and he said the teams are expected to improve as the days go by, and so competition will really be tight in whichever division. He imposes the boys to be on their toes, whatever kind of opponents they're facing. This way, they stay consistent, lalo na lumalaban ng Bacolod kahit papano. Saka napag-usapan mo to, Javi, kanina, grabe yung tutok niya to details. Parang pang playoffs yung situation niya. I was at their dugout and he gave at least 3 or 4 options for the bigs, given na mismatch pa to. JV Marcelino not playing today because he is resting. Migs and Javi.
ayun lang naman pala. Para kay JB Marcelino. You can see how happy and well-rested he is at the sideline. But that attention to detail is just exemplary for Zamboanga. Big reason why they have a nice record so far in our campaign. There's a foul though on Jason Apolonio.
Yeah, it's no secret that Coach Louis Alas has that huge attention to detail. After all, he would not carve this kind of coaching career without that kind of attention to detail. He's won so many championships throughout his career, and that's the reason why he's still wanted by many squads even in this day and age. It's because of his ability to be able to call situations and find out which play is appropriate, whether it be on defense or offense. And despite the evolution of the game, he continues to evolve with it.
The call is on Jason Apolonio. And one might argue about Zamboanga that those details are necessary already because of their hunger for a championship. Umikot na ang titulo ng MPBL sa 5 koponan. So we have Pampanga, Batangas, San Juan, Davao, and Nueva Ecija. And if you think about it, dun sa upper echelon ng MPBL teams natin, as Cedillo misses inside, mabibilang mo mapipinpoint mo yung mga teams na laging nasa taas. And they just fall short as Cedillo scores. And Zamboanga obviously is one of those teams. Kasama nila mga Batangas. Diba? Sino pa ba? You have any team in mind? Yung lagi na lang nandun. Inukulang na lang.
Yeah, Batangas is really the first team that comes to mind. They've been in the division finals for 2 straight years already. Obviously, they already won a championship.
Oh, sorry. So it's the core of Coach Cholo Villanueva.
Yeah.
So tamo, na-single out natin Zamboanga in that conversation. Top of mind as this play of the game is brought to you by Buenas. JR Galit passes on to Alfred Cedillo, who fakes and scores.
Polonio at the line there as averages on your screen. 5 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, but only a 46.1% free throw shooter so far this season. He connects on the second.
I'm looking at the team standings right now. Jensen.
Yeah.
Jensen is a team that has always been that has been up there in terms of talent level, but they still haven't won a championship. Yun. There you go. That's the short list. The others just got strong this season. Alfred Cedillo missing out on a 3. Put back. Still no good. That's Jacob Galicia bumping his way through. And now there's a foul.
And one more thing that Zamboanga could use as another motivation for them to bag the championship this year. The past couple of years, the championship has belonged to a team from the north.
Yes, tama. Kahapon na-feature natin yung dalawang kampyonato mula sa South, Batangas and Davao. But that happened in seasons 1 and 3. So it's back-to-back from the North. At may argument pa tayo this season na mukhang mas malakas yung North Division. I'm sure the teams in the South have a lot to say about that.
Definitely, they're definitely not pushovers. They have a strong contention to win the national championship this year. Teams like Zamboanga, Batangas, Davao Occidental, obviously also in that short list. Quezon as well, yes. After winning the championship in the PSL.
Let's see how the season goes along. We have a long way to go. 34-26. Inside, it's JC. A clear bump. 2 free throws.
It's just a series of movements here for Zamboanga have given a lot of trouble to Bacolod in terms of rotating, whether it be to their man or help side defense. It's the cuts and the screens being made by Zamboanga in their half-court sets that have given a lot of trouble to this Bacolod squad. That's why they haven't been able to cut into a manageable deficit.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. There you see the Quezon Huskers considered as contenders in the 6th season of the MPBL.
Now, I just got a message, from Iloilo team owner Jay Havelosa that if they do win their next 3 games, sana daw masama na sila sa conversation.
Oh, I want that to happen.
Yeah,
I want that to happen.
They actually have a pretty good team. You know, it's a mix of a lot of college stars and a lot of role players that are wanting to prove themselves here in the league. So maybe, it's just a matter of time for them to be able to step into that conversation.
Although, let's face it, Boss Jay, I know that you want a much better start. You wanted a much better start compared to this. But it's a long season. A lot of potential for your squad. Apolonio. No basket. Apolonio. Oh, a lot of physicality inside.
A good recovery by J.R. Gallet after that offensive rebound was snagged away from him. Got to block the shot underneath of Jason Apolonio, but after that, Gallet knocked a player down. Is that
It's
Kenneth? Yeah.
That's his dad. Coach Louie. Looking unfazed. Sanay naman na yan. Ang dami niya ng anak eh. By the way, get well soon to yung panganay. What's his name?
Kevin.
Kevin, how can I forget him? It's a push on J.R. Gallet. Free throws for Zamboanga. Now, you have a substitution. Choi Ignacio checks in for Jason Apolonio, and Republico is also in, joining Subido, JC, and Kenneth Alas. There's Mrs. Alas. Proud mom. Yan, nanay lang talaga. Hindi coach yan. Ever so supportive. Very prayerful, as I should say, at the sideline.
Always present at the games. Whether it be far up north or just here around the metro, she's always there to support her husband and her son.
Parang may training na yata si Kiefer ngayon, who usually watches as well. Nice pass inside. Danny Marilao will score.
First basket of the game para kay Danny Marilao. It was in this very building where he played a great game. That was the time that he had that big dunk.
Yeah. JC seems to be bleeding. He would go straight to the locker room. So that's a mandatory sub.
Oh, we do hope it's nothing serious.
Mahari replaced him. So now, as of this moment, there's no Marcelino available for Coach Louie Alas, but they do have a 10-point advantage. 3 minutes remaining before halftime. Renzo Subido. On to Kenneth Alas. Pass on to the cutter. Mahari kicks it out. Up top, Alas again. That's intercepted. It's Galicia who extends and scores.
Oh, but Kenneth Alas is down again.
I wonder if it's the left arm of Jacob Galicia that hit Kenneth Alas. May braces din ba yan?
Meron.
Yun. There we go.
Masakit nga naman talaga yan. A good decision by referees to not call an offensive foul on that last play. Galicia did not extend his left arm. Talagang inadvertent lang yung naging contact on Kenneth Alas after that shot.
That's 2 falls in consecutive manner for Kenneth Alas, who's now up on his feet. He's good to go. I thought that Coach Louie was about to tend to him. But he just gave instructions to Republico.
Right after Kenneth Alas fell to the ground, ang kinausap niya si Renzo Subido.
My son is gonna be okay. Ayun no, left arm.
Natamaan lang ng bahagya.
Yeah. But again, bahagya against braces is already very painful. Alas, almost a steal there. Drive and kick. John Mahari, short. Espanola up ahead. J.R. Gallet, no dribble, no finish. Another chance. Here's JJ Espanola. Two-man game with Jacob Galicia. Good defense by Renzo Sobido. Tough shot. A miss. Rebound Publico. Zamboanga on the run. Sobido. Baseline drive and kick. Ignacio could not control the ball.
Zamboanga's offense has been a little bit out of sorts here the past few possessions here at the tail end of our second quarter. However, Bacolod has not been able to capitalize on most of those opportunities scoring on in their half court. They've been getting good looks, but not knocking them down.
Percentages so far at 37 for Bacolod and 45 for Zamboanga. J.R. Galit, not the usual shot for him. Short. Good effort. And Bacolod loses space. Sayang yun.
I can't even remember the last time I saw J.R. Galit shoot from the outside. Nakita mo naman talaga yung difference sa stroke niya when he went for that outside shot. It was so flat.
That's why he ran for it immediately. Kenneth Alas checks out. Pasok dito si Adi Santos. Zamboanga goes bigger. Again, JC was hurt. And JV is resting in this game. So they have this lineup with neither of the twins. Adi Santos, baseline drive and kick. Out of bounds again.
So consecutive stops right here by Bacolod. They've been playing some sort of man zone to be able to try and give Zamboanga a different look. Because for the majority of this first half, the Master Sardines have been having their way against this Bacolod defense.
There was a grab by Ray Publico. Another foul. That's free throws already.
Again, parang medyo nanggigigil na itong depensa ng Zamboanga, particularly Ray Publico on that last play.
Has it been a long first half?
It's been a long second quarter.
Second quarter, okay. It feels weird. Parang andito pa rin tayo hanggang ngayon. Jacob Galicia. First free throw is good. He averages 7.5 points per game, close to 5 boards, 75% free throw shooting. That's actually decent already in the MPBL. We would present to you our top 10 free throw shooters. Usually yung number 1 nasa 75 to 80% yun. Pero maaga pa. Wala pa tayong 1/3 ng ating campaign as Joseph Gabani checks in.
Now expect a play to be called out here para kay Joseph Gabani, make himself available at that block.
Yeah, it's his time to shine. Renzo Sobido misfires. He was given space after all. And here's Tricky Peromingan. Tricky for 3. Way off.
Ill-advised shot right there by Peromingan. Nobody else touching the basketball on that possession para sa Bacolod, not even making Zamboanga's defense work.
Renzo Sobido up top. Onto the left. Gabani is sealing against Danny Marilao. Nice pass. Choi Ignacio for 3. Off to the right. Rebound, Joseph. Oh, that was an absolute takedown.
And he just walks away.
Natawa na lang si Joseph Gabani as he gives us his look. Well, that's the responsibility that you also have when you're that big.
Tama nga naman siya. With great power comes great responsibility.
Akala ko sabihin mo, with great weight comes great responsibility. Although he has lost some weight.
Oh yeah, he looks so much better.
10 seconds before halftime. Tricky Peromingan. In trouble, 4 seconds. Danny Marilao to try to bail them out. Bacolod's team captain leaning in. No bounce, and that's it for our first 2 quarters.
Excellent defense individually and as a team right there on that last possession for Zamboanga, making up for what was a paltry second half of the second quarter para sa kanila.
It is 38-32 here in Olivares. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. And now we present to you MPBL Crunch Time, one of the best days that we have ever had in the history of the league, and arguably one of the best shots as well in our league. All right, let's go. MPBL Crunch Time. 3-on-3 action. JC Marcelino attacks. JC scores!
All the way.
1 minute to go. Jodel Fuentes against his former teammate, JC Marcelino. 8 on the shot clock. Fuentes, jumper. Yes, sir!
Up sila by 3. Tabla panalo.
First free throw for JV is no good. He's 1 out of 4 from the free throw line in this game. Anything is possible. Second free throw for JV Marcelino. That's good. No timeouts. Zamboanga up by 2. LJ Gonzalez.
It's gonna be fast.
3 seconds. LJ still has it. Gonzalez escapes. LJ will score! And we are going to overtime.
And you know that spin gave LJ the clear path attacking the lane. Akala mo swerte pa nga, hindi pa tumawag ng foul eh.
No foul. The basket is good. 72 all after regulation. Here's the replay. Jodel Fuentes, 4 seconds. Fuentes fouled. Basket and 1. What a big time 3 for Jodel Fuentes. And immediately he turned around to have a look at his former team. And here's Kenneth Alas on the foot race. Lefty layup. The lead is 4. Still at it. Gonzalez will fire a 3. There you go. What a big time shot for LJ Gonzalez.
Binigay sa akin ni Coach Eric yung last shot talaga. So, yung mga ganong moment, naranasan ko na before sa UAP. So, wala. Nagtrinabaho ko lang kung ano yung pinapagawa nila coach. Sumunod lang ako and unang-una, hindi ko magagawa yun kung hindi dahil din sa mga coaches na laging nagpupush sa akin. Every training, every practice talagang pinupush ako na maging better. Hindi lang ako, kundi buong team.
LJ Gonzalez. He was the one responsible to send the game to overtime with a layup. And now he just gave us the dagger, a 3-pointer to break the hearts of Zamboanga.
Oo. Itong outcome nitong napakagandang larong ito.
Off of the sideline inbound, Jamil Gabawan has the ball. Pinapalabas si Ives Sazon. They go to the corner. Lastimosa for 3. Yes, sir!
Yeah, big play. Big play.
Ighalo, 2 seconds. Kenneth leans in, and he scores. Zero timeouts left. Art de la Cruz up top. It's Kenneth Ighalo. 4 seconds. Pass inside. Intercepted. There's a foul by Dariel Baila. And that could be the game. The first one is good. Darang, second free throw. To end it all. Hail Mary. June Manzo will fire. Oh my goodness! June Manzo! All the way from full court.
So they don't want us to go home. What a shot!
That could be the single greatest shot in the history of the MPBL.
Sending the game into overtime.
A full possession for Davao with 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Hail Mary. There you go.
that's a clear
It's gonna
basket.
count.
That's
It's
a
gonna
clear
count.
basket for the Davao Occidental team.
Ighalo, it's Manzo for 3. Oh, he's feeling it. He's been that all-around player for Davao. De La Cruz going all the way. That looked like a drill. Shoving away, Mark Sarangay, no basket. Rebound, put back, basket and 1 for Dante Baguio.
Again, keeping that ball alive.
Shot clock. Manzo in trouble. 2 seconds. Sarangay, no good. Sideline inbound. Ron Lastimosa. He needs a teammate. Robbie Darang in trouble. Good defense by June Manzo. 1 second. Lastimosa. No good. And the Davao Occidental Tigers with a big-time upset on the road.
2 seconds na, ang nasa isip ko, kukunin ko talaga bola. Ititira ko. Kasi walang imposible sa kanya. Kaya yung pumasok, hindi na ako nakakamba kasi alam niya pasok talaga. Amin na to. Hindi na namin to bibigay sa kanila. Kasi malayo yung binyahe namin. Gusto talaga namin manalo today.
It took a Hail Mary at the end of regulation. June Manzo tying the game up with a full court shot. 5 more minutes and they're able to win it by just 1 point, 90 to 89. We are at halftime for Zamboanga versus Bacolod. The score reads 38 to 32. So it's not much of a separation for the Master Sardines after all. JV Marcelino is resting for this game, and JC Marcelino got hurt midway through the second quarter, so we're still waiting for what actually happened to him. Maybe later on from Mika Abisamis. Javi, our numbers.
After a very sharp first quarter on both sides of the floor para sa Zamboanga, at the tail end of that second quarter, their offense bogged down a bit, and that's why Bacolod was able to come back and make this a closer margin. Zamboanga, though, still shooting at a very high clip, 42% from the field, while Bacolod is at 32%. They've once again dominated the glass, a +10 in that department, 28-18. But it's been the turnovers of Zamboanga that's made Bacolod come close in this one. 10 turnovers by Zamboanga, which Bacolod has been able to convert into 9 points.
A lot of time here for Bacolod City to try to turn things around. Alfred Sadillo has 7 points, Galicia has 6, Jamel Ramos has 5, Miles Cañal has 4. Mika Abisamis actually wanted us, or has been wanting us to clear things out, as JC Marcelino is back and he leads the way with 9 points. So Jamel Ramos, we talked about him being a former wrestler, so it was actually more of a hobby for him. His actual sport before was American football. So he played 2 years with that sport back in the States. Ang position niya ay quarterback at receiver. So that being said, dapat magaling siya pumasa at magaling siya tumakbo at tumanggap. And he did say that the greatest skill that he got from American football translating into basketball is his explosiveness.
Well, we haven't really seen much of that so far in his short stint here in the MPBL. Hopefully here in the second half he'll have more playing time and will be able to produce para sa Bacolod.
It was actually a mystery to me that he wasn't used in the second quarter after playing well in the opening frame. As Cañal misses, rebound, Alas. And JC will bring down the ball. Joseph Cabaini face up against Danny Marilao. Good hands by Bacolod. Marcelino attacks. JC somehow, some way was able to score, but now there's a man down. That's Tricky Perumingan. You gotta see the replay on that one. It was so impressive from the former MVP. Maybe later on, as now the play resumes.
That was excellent defense by Bacolod. Nothing really much could do about that. That was well covered. Marcelino shot that over 2 black shirts inside the shaded area.
On the other end, there's a lob for Cañal. And he's fouled apparently by Adi Santos, who thought that he got all ball.
Cañal really very aggressive here to start the third quarter. His teammates have been looking for him underneath.
Foul on number 16, Adi Santos.
That's a good read right there to be able to go for the reverse instead of go up for the shot on the left side of the basket.
Joseph Cabaini had a double-double in their previous outing in this game so far. 3 points and 4 rebounds. Miles Cañal has 5 on the other end. That's 2 misses from the stripe for him. Joey Barcuma onto Cabaini. Santos unable to get the ball, and here comes the former quarterback, Jamel Ramos. Española for 3, no good. Rebound Cañal. Ricky Perumingan. Danny Marilao has been open for the longest time. Handoff, Ramos, 3-pointer, no good. Another offensive rebound, and there's a foul.
A little too sharp on that release there was Jamel Ramos after that handoff with a 3-point shot. Bacolod has been a different team here to start the second half, really putting in the effort in terms of crashing the glass. Zamboanga was really deadly in the offensive rebounding department during the first half, especially in the first quarter, but Bacolod has been keeping in step so far here in the third period. Good shot there by Española off the baseline out of bounds.
He trims the lead down to 5. He trailed by as many as 12 in the first half. Joey Barcuma onto Kenneth Alas. Now it's JC Marcelino. He goes left. As per usual, a feed. Barcuma is in trouble. 2 on the shot clock. And it's a turnover. Bacolod on the run. Ramos, the turn to Perumingan for 2.
Great give and go play on the break there for Bacolod. This zone has been holding up here in the third quarter, except when JC Marcelino is the one taking the shot for Zamboanga.
JC is up to 13 points in 13 minutes of play. Very efficient numbers. Kanyal hands it off. Perumingan going right. Great escape. Good block. Counter. 3-on-2. JC. No good. Put back. Kenneth Alas.
Bacolod was really outnumbered on that fast break opportunity. When you have JC Marcelino running that break, you have to be sure that you have enough guys to try and stop that attack. They were able to do it on the initial shot, but the trailer, Joey Barcuma, sorry, that was Kenneth Alas getting that putback.
Española able to escape, but he misses. Counter, Barcuma at 5th gear. Joey still has it. The feed to JC. Marcelino almost walked. Now they slow down. 6.5 in the third. Pass inside, that's tapped away by Perumingan. You talked about the difference of Bacolod City from the first half to the second half in terms of their aggressiveness. And it's the overall movement that just definitely reflects it. Fast break, or this fast break of the game, is brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Tricky Perumingan, Jamel Ramos, back to Tricky. Lefty layup. Gabaini backing down. Joseph, no bounce. Got it with the loose ball, and Zamboanga will keep possession.
That time, Bacolod forcing him to the middle to be able to ensure that there's going to be help defense rotating to him if and when the guy guarding Joseph Gabaini is beat on that block. That time, Miles Canyal providing good help.
Now there's a handoff. Barcuma will fire. That's a 3.
A good set right there by Zamboanga, having Joey Barcuma come out on top with that dribble handoff. And Bacolod continues to go under when Barcuma is the one receiving. That time, Barcuma making them pay.
He also has a literal jump shot.
Yeah.
That's a small guy. Perumingan turns around. No roll. Ooh! Barcuma able to recover. Joey just all over the court. Joey Barcuma for 2.
Past 3 times now down the court. Zamboanga putting on their running shoes. That was after 3 Bacolod misses. They didn't go down on defense, and as a result, Zamboanga pushing the pace and making sure that they get easy baskets.
Let's see the replay. That's the 3 of Joey Barcuma. And then after that, he had a nice sequence of getting the ball. It was almost a turnover, and then he went coast to coast for 2 more points, 49-37.
You're also watching the MPBL. JC Marcelino is fine, as you can see. Nothing he can't handle. Konting daplis lang daw sa hilong. But I have something on Joseph Gabaini. He talked about how he deals with plays na nakadouble sa kanya, lalo pag mismatch. He said, hindi naman focus sa kanya ang plays ni Coach Louie. Kahit pang big man, he is usually not the first option. But Coach Louie continues to remind him na dadating ang bola, just be a willing passer. Sanay naman daw siya dito, all his life role player daw siya. Actually, hindi niya akalain na basketball player ang role niya sa buhay. He was a kayak athlete growing up in Taytay Rizal, kung saan nagtitrain ang Philippine team. Paalis na daw siya for Singapore, pero his parents didn't sign the waiver, being worried about the dangers of kayaking as a minor. So here, buti na lang daw, lumaki siya at tinanggap siya ng basketball world, as sports is very close to his heart. Migs, Javi.
I'm trying to imagine right now the motion of kayaking as Danny Marilao scores. Okay, Javi's trying to demo it at the sideline. Anong muscles mo yung nati-trigger? Yung tingin mong expected na lalakas dahil sa sport na yun?
Shoulders and the back muscles. Very important in that sport, but there's a scuffle right here on the court.
Yeah. Not the worst. That's why Rudy Distrito is only a few steps on the court. Pag nasa gitna na yan, yeah, that's when you start worrying. We'll see the replay later on. And so back to Joseph Gabaini. Malaki yung upper body niya.
Yeah. And maybe that's the reason why he developed these broad shoulders to begin with. I'm just also trying to figure out if kayaking is also different from dragon boat.
All right. Google search. Kayak versus dragon boat. We do have a stoppage, so we have time. Okay. I'm seeing canoeing versus rowing versus dragon boating. So we have to find out what kayak would qualify as in these terms.
Pero lahat naman yan pare-pareho yung roots. It's really paddling in the water on a boat.
Ito yung mga discussions na nadadala sa atin ni Mika Abisamis no? Ibang sports. Why not? Let's learn more stuff as we cover basketball. As you see this beautiful spin and the hook shot by Danny Marilao. And then afterwards, ayun, may bunggo. Siya pa yung bumagsak.
Yeah, but you know, those two have been going at it since the first half, Publico and Marilao. And Ray has been somewhat frustrated so far in this game because hasn't been able to produce as much as he would want to. Has 4 points and 4 rebounds, but Marilao has been really physical with him.
Number 25, Miles Canyala, and number 31, Ray Publico, both for unsportsmanlike behavior.
It's a double warning. Again, nothing too drastic.
And as a result, Coach Paul San Jose opting to rest Danny Marilao for these next possessions. Ralph Salcedo, who had a good first half, will be checking in here.
Let's see Ralph's numbers. In 7 minutes of play, well, it wasn't the worst of plus minus, so we'll take that. As now, there's a lot more physicality, and a foul is called on John Mahari.
Give a lot of credit to Miles Canyal. One-on-one against Joseph Gabayni in that post. Hit after hit, he took it on the chest and wasn't phased at all. In fact, you could see his face. He took it with a big heart.
And again, that's with the wide upper body, the kayaking upper body of Joseph Gabayni versus Miles Canyal. Up top we go, Tricky Perumingan. JJ Española against Jason Apolonio. 6 on the shot clock. Salcedo maneuvering, passing. JJ for 3. In and out. Rebound Gabayni.
Despite the miss, still a good offensive set right there para sa Bacolod. Everything but the shot.
Joey Barcuma, that wasn't much of a jump shot there. He misfired, 3-on-1 break. Whoa! What a steal by Joey Barcuma. And he had his tongue out after that turnover. Offensive rebound, put back na sana kaso may foul. That's against Zamboanga.
And definitely a push right there against John Mahari. But what a defensive play by Joey Barcuma. A 3-on-1 break, advantage Bacolod, and still Barcuma came up with the steal. That's just impressive.
When he came to the league, his body surprised us. Nakita natin yung peskiness. But for him to be consistent with his play, that is very impressive.
Especially after what he's been through so far. You know, we saw him get pummeled by Jeremy Mahinay early in this season, but still no difference in his style of play. He continues to be physical, especially on the defensive end. Hindi nagbago ang kanyang laro. Usually when you go through that kind of accident, you're gonna have to go through some sort of trauma, but I don't think it's happened for Joey Barcuma.
And for context, Barcuma hit his head on the ground when that Mahinay incident happened. A few games afterwards, he also injured his wrist. But now he's good to go, playing at 199%. 3 minutes and 55 in the third frame. Baseline inbound. Ray Publico. Renzo Subido, 10 on the shot clock. Subido looking for an opening. Renzo up top, 3 in the key.
Play taking too long to materialize there, that left Joseph Gabayni stuck inside the shaded area. for more than usual.
It still is a 10-point game. Full court pressure defense by Zamboanga. Something that we are very used to seeing. Ralph Salcedo attacking and feeding. Cañal taking his time. How about that? Take him down to the weight room.
He is just really battling it out with Joseph Gabayni underneath, despite being outsized in terms of heft. He's just using all heart to be able to score against Joseph Gabayni.
Pambawi ba? Handoff. Subido. Step back three. Short. He hasn't found his touch. Now, Gabayni went crashing. And it will be Bacolod who will take possession. Let's see the replay. Salcedo, nice feed. Again, he does all the right things with Bacolod. There's Miles Cañal, just able to move around against Joseph Gabayni.
That's what you get when you have Ralph Salcedo on the floor. He's very intelligent and he makes all the right plays, just as you mentioned. The difference is when Danny Marilao is in the court para sa kanila playing that fourth spot, you don't really get a lot of playmaking at the fourth spot.
That was a nice block by Joseph Gabayni. Yeah, when you have Marilao in, you expect him to either score or just grab rebounds for you. There's the block by Joseph Gabayni. Baseline inbound. Block story at 5-all. Cañal. How about Gabayni? Potting him up. And it's out of bounds.
Poor decision right there by Miles Cañal. Bumigay siya doon and really forced the issue. Really trying to make the most out of that one-on-one matchup against Gabayni, but the other guys were open in that play. Could have been a different result right there for Bacolod. Instead, Zamboanga will have the chance to put this up to 10 points again.
Pass to the cutter. JC Marcelino fakes. Kick out Subido. Still no good. He's 0 out of 5. That's all from downtown. It's JC up top. His three. Too strong as well. Now Jacob Galicia returns, replacing Miles Cañal. We have 2 minutes and 15 remaining in the third quarter. Bacolod is still down by 8 points. They were down by 6 entering the second half.
Interesting now how this will play out without Miles Cañal on the floor and Joseph Gabayni still inside the court para sa Zamboanga.
JR Galit, Ralph Salcedo. He will pull up from the elbow. Too strong. Rebound, Kenneth Alas. Great effort, but he lost space. He also collided a bit there with Joseph Gabayni, who will now help him up. Publico sits down. Balik dito si Jason Strait.
And the big problem for Bacolod is when the bench of Zamboanga comes in, you think you could relax a bit, but they bring in more length and athleticism with guys like Jason Strait coming off that bench.
Strait has been playing that 4 position for them, as opposed to last year he was used as a point guard by Marikina in some stretches. A miss by Bacolod, and we're back with Renzo Subido. Subido drives. Subido still could not score. Sa kabila, Nico Ubalde was fouled.
Foul number 11, JC Marcelino penalty. That's his second foul.
Free throws already for Nico Ubalde. Joseph Terzo will now return for the struggling Renzo Subido.
Shooting two, Nicole Ubalde.
Nicole Ubalde is one of those PBA 3x3 players who transitioned back to the MPBL. He was actually teammates with Tricky Perumingan, JJ Espanola, and I think it was Ralph Salcedo as well.
Yeah.
Apat sila, di ba?
With Ginebra.
Yun. So parang buong 3x3 team na lumipat dito sa MPBL. Magdagdag ka na lang ng isa at ayan na, ang 5 mo para sa Bacolod. JC coast to coast. Just like that.
How many seconds did that take? Wow.
I mean, I wasn't even ready to commentate again, but we had to push through as now it's a traveling violation against Nico Ubalde.
Yeah, most of the time, there's just really no way to analyze how good JC Marcelino has been here for Zamboanga. Last year may have been somewhat of a down year for him compared to his MVP year. But this year, at the start of this season, he has been putting up MVP-like numbers. You could even argue that he's been playing better compared to his MVP year so far in our 6th season.
Okay, since you brought it up, if you were to select an early MVP here in the MPBL, would it be this guy?
He could definitely be in one of the top positions for it, but he has a lot of people to contend with. Definitely, he is up there. He's one of the leading I think the leading scorer of this league, 21.2 points per game so far.
He would be behind J.R. Sumido. That's for sure. As now, the ball was tapped away by Nico Ubalde. I'm actually interested to push through with that conversation with you later on. Pero siguro mamaya-maya. I want you to think about the other contenders for early MVP. Baseline, inbound. Nice feed. Gabayni fakes. 2 points.
It was just a matter of time before those 2 points came through para sa Zamboanga. Joseph Gabayni was left all alone in his comfort zone, and the black shirts around him did not even bother to give him resistance underneath. Take a look at this again. After the baseline inbound, 2 guys up in the air, just 3 fakes, and Rav Salcedo was just too far behind to try and give challenge to that shot.
It's now a 14-point advantage, the biggest lead in this game. We have a timeout. We are back inside the Olivares College Gym. That's Bea Escudero watching at the sideline because Thomas Torres will be playing later on for the Quezon Huskers as they take on the home squad, the Parañaque Patriots, who again have one of the best crowds in the MPBL. As there is now a turnover for Bacolod City off of a timeout. So Zamboanga has 3 seconds to operate. Jason Strait going to his MVP, JC Marcelino, driving and losing the ball. So that's it for our 3rd frame. A good performance once again by the Zamboanga Master Sardines. 57-43. This end of the 3rd quarter score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game. Just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. We're back in Parañaque. And now we are seeing the numbers of JC Marcelino in his last game versus Marikina, MVP line.
13 points, 8 rebounds, and a lot of steals and blocks as well para sa kanya in that game. Tonight, he already is up to 19 points, and we still have 1 whole quarter to play. You just love it when you have your #1 guy making a good example of himself on both sides of the floor. It gives you a lot of motivation as guys behind him to be able to play your best because your number one guy, your team captain, is playing well.
Now, if he continues to play like this, then I will always just continue to wonder what else can Mika Abesamis ask him by the end of the ball game. Dahil nakakailan na si JC Marcelino. But we have a long way to go. Javi, our quarter scoring.
Bacolod simply was having trouble making shots there, especially in the middle of that period. That's why they only scored 11 points while allowing Zamboanga to have 19. But they actually started that third quarter well, especially defensively. Zamboanga had a hard time connecting on shots. In fact, they had a few turnovers to begin that quarter. But knocking down shots, that's still the name of this game. If you're not able to make baskets despite your good performance defensively, it doesn't amount to anything.
On the other end, JC Marcelino just made another basket. He's 8 out of 13 from the field. Very efficient. And he's perfect from the line. 4 out of 4. Galicia, tough shot. It's short.
Yeah, most baskets by JC coming on the break and inside the shaded area.
Gabaini against Galicia. Back down. Galicia has to stay strong. Gabaini is blocked. Good help by JJ Pasjas. Now JJ will shoot. Nice sequence for him.
That's a good stretch here para sa Bacolod, now avoiding into digging themselves a deep hole here at the start of the fourth quarter. This unit has to be able to hold Zamboanga down for just a few more minutes before their starting unit comes back in the game well rested from the bench.
The ball just went out of bounds. Bacolod will take control. Double sub for Zamboanga. Adi Santos and John Mahari will check in. This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. If he's playing for Negros, or if he's playing for Bacolod, he will still be considered as a homegrown. JJ Pasjas. We have a new guy in for Bacolod. That's Ian Pardo, who's also another energy guy. Defended by the other energy guy in Barcuma. Tarumingan feeds Pasjas. Back-to-back baskets.
Good mini run that Bacolod is on right now. That's 5 straight points para sa kanila. This could have gone at an earlier time here, particularly at the start of this fourth quarter before Zamboanga zoomed ahead to a double-digit advantage. But hey, they're going to take this right now. They've been getting stops as well.
This is a big one. Joseph Terzo breaking the hearts of the Bacolod players.
And that's why he's there. That's why he's been enlisted to come off the bench here para sa Zamboanga, because it doesn't really take a lot of time for him to warm up. Once he's free for the shot, he's going to take it. If he's not open for the shot, he will be sure to set up his other teammates on the floor for a decent opening.
We did see a basket on the other end, courtesy of Jacob Galicia, who now is up to 8 points. Terzo has 5 to his name. Here he is, Joseph. Leaner, too strong. Rebound to Dilio. Alfred surveys. They're down by 14. Up top, it's Ian Pardo. Down the middle, the pull-up and the miss. Loose ball foul, JJ Pasjas.
A good shot right there by Pardo. Take a look at JC Marcelino once again scoring inside.
And there's our lucky fan of the game, brought to you by Buenas. Taas ng energy. Sana lang nasabayan siya ng mga kasama niya. Under 7 minutes remaining in this game. Joseph Terzo. Bouncing onto Publico. He has a teammate underneath him. And now it's Adi Santos. Ooh, extra motion and Publico is fired up. More players getting involved. Cedillo is also very angry. I'd like to say good job to some players who protected their own, who made sure that things won't get worse. The bouncers as well did a nice job.
That happened fast.
So let's break it down. Adi Santos leaned in. A lot of contact already. And then there was a secondary motion from Alfred Cedillo. May siko eh.
He could have easily let it go. Hindi na nga siya nag-react agad eh. But as soon as Adi Santos went down, the elbow popped up just suddenly para kay Alfred Cedillo. He didn't really have a reaction on his face. He nonchalantly just pulled out his elbow and tried to hit Adi Santos.
There's Rudy Distrito again, spreading the peace among our players. It was Ray Publico who then went straight to Alfred Cedillo, because you did mention Publico has been going at it with the players of Bacolod City. Kanina si Danny Marilao, ang kanyang kasabwat. So we'll let our referees decide on this. They're taking their time just to be sure. This is our second game for today, following the victory, the big-time victory of Caloocan versus Marikina in such a convincing fashion, because they limited Marikina to less than 40 points. Caloocan, by the way, should also be considered as a team that has been up there. They've had the talent for a couple of seasons now, but they haven't won a championship. And later on, we have the Quezon Huskers taking on the Parañaque Patriots. That's going to be a tough foe for Parañaque on their home floor.
Maybe a preview of a matchup in the Southern Division playoffs.
Pwede. Marquis has been playing well. Would you consider him as an early MVP candidate for you?
Yes, sir. I mean, he's been putting up the numbers. He has been leading Parañaque to wins, and he's been such a big impact player. Well, wherever he goes, he's such a big impact player. But just the way that he's able to be influential on his teammates, it seems that everything that he touches turns to gold. Ito si Marquis. But aside from Marquis, you could also consider guys like Robbie Celis to be an early MVP candidate. You have Will Macaloni, who's also up there in terms of numbers. John Wilson as well.
Sige, tuloy mo lang. Because I'm making my own evaluation.
I could also say that June Manzo should be up there.
Wow, that is big. Hindi lang to dahil sa miracle shot, ha?
Hindi lang dahil sa miracle shot. He's been working that Davao offense so well. Oh, wow.
Si Shaquille O'Neal nasa MPBL.
Bilis niya natapos dun sa inside the NBA. Bilis ng flight nila.
That is a very convincing Shaq lookalike. Okay yung hairstyle.
Oo. Jersey on point also. Mainit dito kaya di siya nakasuit eh.
May MVP candidates ka pa ba? Or okay na ba yun? Marami-rami na yun.
Yeah, so far, that's what's on top of my head right now. Ikaw ba?
I'm sorry, but JC's numbers are just way up high. So, to me, it's him so far. Celis and Macaloni will split their numbers, split their votes in the case of the MVP. Marquis been up there, but I'd say he's number 2, Marquis, because of his effect. But obviously, his numbers aren't too high. Double-double pa rin, pero hindi JC's numbers.
Yeah.
And who else did you mention? June Manzo has been playing well, but not at that level for me.
Upon review, foul on number 18, Alfred Cedillo is second. Unsportsmanlike foul on number 18, Alfred Cedillo, his third foul. Technical foul on Zamboanga, number 31, Ray Publico for unsportsmanlike behavior, second infraction. Third foul on Ray Publico.
So, all levels in that sequence. A personal foul by Cedillo, a technical foul by Publico, and an unsportsmanlike foul by Cedillo.
Here you see what happened there. Adi Santos receiving that. There was an elbow as Adi Santos tried to make a move on Cedillo, and maybe that's why Cedillo threw a response after that. And then Publico charging onto him. Lucky John Mahari didn't get called for a T. He was in Cedilio's face after that.
Again, great job by our security people for managing things. So we'll see a lot of free throws. Tapusin ko lang yung MVP conversation natin. John Wilson has always been an interesting case because he will have MVP type of games. And then there would be some here and there na ano lang. Average numbers lang.
Yeah, actually, in fact, there was a game, now that I remember, there was a game that he started and then came out at the end of the first quarter, did not come back the whole game.
Oh, really?
I just forget the opponent.
The thing is, South Cotabato is so deep.
Yeah.
Kyle Tolentino has been playing so well.
Oh, yeah. And I mentioned this the other day that we forget also that Kyle Tolentino is an SGL player. It makes me think now how South Cotabato will be when he actually leaves and goes back to Letran. Because at times when John Wilson is not able to produce, it's Kyle Tolentino picking up the slack.
Oh, he's had a ton of Best Player of the Game awards already for him. Coach Louis Gonzalez wants to plead this case for Lawrence Victoria.
Okay.
Why? Yeah. He's been big time for Pasay. Ano bang record ng Pasay ngayon? Let's check that. 5-2. Ah, yeah, he has a nice case. Lawrence Victoria, the man who apparently came from a science high school, as reported by Mika Abisamis, and I still cannot believe it. I'll ask him about that when we cover him again. Big shout out to you, Lawrence, wherever you may be.
Yun naman kasi yung junior counterpart ng Mapua. Malayan Science High School.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So parang tuloy-tuloy lang siya doon.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask about their academic standards and quota. Kasi usually pag science high school, matindi yan eh. Matindi yan sa math and science, obviously. May quota pa yung varsity players nila minsan. Oh, nice steal. Ian Pardo on the breakaway.
Doing a good job here in his short stint on the floor, Ian Pardo, turning defense into offense.
68-53. Long way to go here. Publico with a shot.
Calming himself down a little bit after that heated encounter earlier, facing up and knocking down a jumper. That's what you want coming from Ray Publico, that stability from the 4 position, knocking down short-range jumpers and pulling down rebounds.
There's a foul on Joey Barcuma, who immediately admitted to it. Now we have a double tech. Si Adi Santos ang natawagan sa Zamboanga. Sino? Sa Bacolod.
Wow, you know, I think this is the most heated up I've seen Adi Santos in a game. He usually doesn't engage in things like this.
Technical foul on number 16, Adi Santos.
Siya lang. Ayun.
8,
Pasias and Santos. So no free throws here.
Adi Santos, 5 fouls.
Santos will graduate.
And he's talking to first assistant Ronje Enrile, saying that there were a lot of elbows thrown at him. That seems to be the case tonight para kay Adi Santos. A lot of elbows thrown at his face. Obviously, his peskiness has gotten to these Bacolod players. But, you know, that's just been his calling card his entire career. Can't really blame the guy.
And to your point, that's why he still has a job. Hardworking as always. Nice footwork. But a sorry miss for Alfred Cedilio. It's Joey Barcuma. On to Kenneth Alas. They swing to the left. Terso cross court. A drive, a sidestep, but a sorry miss for Choi Ignacio. On the recovery, Alas throws the ball away. What a sequence.
We may not be playing in Zamboanga, but you heard the oohs and ahs after that Euro step by Choi Ignacio. Normally, when the score is already a big double-digit advantage, Choi Ignacio comes in. And when he does, when he makes those kinds of moves, you could always expect the crowd whether it's in their home floor or not, to be able to expect something big from Choi Ignacio.
They did score 11 points in their previous outing, making 3 threes. Turnover on the other end. Now JC Marcelino will check in for Joseph Terzo. He joins Joey Barcuma, Kenneth Alas, Ray Publico, and Choi Ignacio. So this is a relatively small lineup for Zamboanga. Publico is the only natural big. Ignacio up top. JC, they swing to the left. Barcuma fakes. Baseline drive and the feed. Ignacio lost the ball. 4 on the shot clock. Barcuma again. The leaner. A miss.
Boy, what a sequence of events right there in that last possession para sa Zamboanga.
On the other end, it's a bucket for Jacob Galicia.
There is still some time here for Bacolod, but they need to string together a number of stops and they need to limit Zamboanga to one-and-done possessions.
10 points for Jacob Galicia in this game. Almost a steal. JC fakes. He will drive. Marcelino. Is it a charge? Yes, it is.
It's just so difficult to be able to guard an attack like that by Marcelino. You close out long and then he attacks the defense. Check this one out. And he's usually a 2-foot jumper. That's always so tough to guard. Usually when a 2-foot jumper goes up, ang hirap talaga depensahan.
There's the right arm. Ayun ang nahuli ng ating referee. And so it's going to be a full court inbound for Bacolod City. Jacob Galicia took the hit. Rightfully so. He's that utility guy as well for Bacolod. As much as he did the same for Caloocan last year. $70-55. JJ Espanola against Choi Ignacio. He should have some foot speed here. That bounced off of Zamboanga. Now Ralph Salcedo will check in. Could this be the final 5 of Bacolod City? They have Marilao, Pastas, Espanola, Ramos, and Salcedo. Jamel will pull up. In and out. He hasn't scored since the opening frame. On the other end, Choi Ignacio. In and out. Rebound. And that's a putback for Joey Barcuma.
Against Jamel Ramos at that. Joey Barcuma continues to amaze. 9 points in the game for the point guard.
He doesn't need to play American football. All he needs are weights.
Boy, I really have to wonder what kind of conditioning program he has for himself.
Ooh, did you see that?
Yeah.
There was a stare down on the rebound. What a guy in the MPBL. Barcuma onto JC. Marcelino faking out Salcedo. They swing to the left. Choi Ignacio drives. Ignacio will miss. And here comes Bacolod City. JJ Pastas. Now he's backing down against Barcuma. The fade and the make.
That's cold. He really wanted to exploit that mismatch against Joey Barcuma. I thought it was going to be a bad decision considering how Joey Barcuma has been playing against the taller players here tonight. But good concentration on the shot by Pastias to be able to knock down that fall-away jumper.
Now Ramos will sit down. Pasok dito si L.A. Casinillo as he take a look at that. Back down. What a shot by JJ Pastas as now Barcuma will shoot free throws.
He did give a lot of justice to the jersey number that he was wearing.
Barcuma is wearing the same jersey number. And he's wearing shoes that also coincide with that. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. The lead is 16. 2.5 minutes to go. Somehow it feels like a closer game because of all the physicality.
Yeah.
Pass just for 3. No good. Rebound, Kenneth Alas.
Yeah, but despite the advantage here by Zamboanga, I think the only problem, or I think the most major problem that Bacolod had tonight was its inability to knock down shots. They've had a lot of good looks. In fact, at the end of the third quarter earlier, they had more attempts than Zamboanga. But because of Zamboanga's willingness to match that, that's been the case here in the fourth quarter. Now, 65 attempts for both squads at this point of the game.
These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Española continues to misfire. He hasn't converted from downtown in this game. He's 0 out of 4, and that was the case as well in their previous outing. He was only 1 out of 8 from the three-point area versus Quezon.
Yeah, you know, and if you've been watching this entire game, they've been getting a lot of quality looks. However, just a lot of situations too on that side of the floor where they leave guys like Barcuma and Marcelino wide open for easy shots like that.
75-57. Under 80 seconds remaining off of that shot by Joey Barcuma. LA Casinillo down the middle. Casinillo lays it up and in.
I also think Casinillo in this game wasn't as aggressive as he was supposed to be. That's only his second basket tonight.
Now JC asked Barcuma to go to the corner. Horns play. 10 on the shot clock. Marcelino goes left. Drive. Cross-court pass. That was a tough one. Troy Ignacio. Turnaround shot. No good. Rebound Casinillo. Three-pointer. That is good for JJ Pastas.
Oh, just a pity. Too little, too late here para sa Bacolod. But there you see my point makes. They've been getting a lot of good shots. Just really unable to hit majority of them. Only 33% at this point. 23 out of 68. While Zamboanga is at 43%. 29 out of 68.
Marcelino will continue to increase that percentage for the Master Sardines. They will win this by 15 points. That's if Bacolod doesn't shoot anymore. There you have it. The final score reads 77-62 in favor of JC Marcelino and the rest of Zamboanga.
Zamboanga, after starting out flat in the third quarter, came to their senses, went back to how they were, especially in the first quarter. Sharp offense and even more intense defensively. JC Marcelino showing the way once again. Joey Barcuma providing the spark as well off the bench. Just really a great team effort for this Zamboanga Master Sardines squad.
So now we present to you our best player of the game, brought to you by Buenas. For the 1,000th time, Mika Abisames will be challenged with a new set of questions because it is JC Marcelino, and we did talk about him as a prime MVP candidate already so far in our campaign. This is why.
Yeah, as much as I wanted to give an opportunity for Joey Barcuma to have a player of the game interview in this one, it was really hard not to give it to JC Marcelino.
This final score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Let's listen to the new questions of Mika Abisames. Go ahead, Mika.
Maraming salamat at kasama ko ngayon ang Buenas player of this game na nakangiti kasi alam niyang siya na naman is JC Marcelino. JC, parang mas ginanahan ka pa pagkatapos ng aksidente sa ilong mo. Kamusta ka ba?
Ayun, okay lang naman. Tinamaan lang naman. Buti nga hindi naman sa buto. Yun, siguro mas tumaas lang yung adrenaline ko nung tinamaan ako kaya pagbalik ko, talagang binigay ko yung best ko.
Pinag-usapan nga namin ni Coach Louie kanina, no, kahit strong contender o kung sino man ang kalaban nyo, gusto niya consistent kayo sa ginagawa nyo. At ngayong gabi, consistent ka nga with 23 points ulit at pang-limang best player mo na to sa start ng season.
Ayun nga, hindi lang naman ngayon lang niya sinasabi, pati sa practice dapat maging consistent kami. Lalo na sa depensa, kasi yun yung puhunan namin dahil maliliit kami, small ball kami, kaya yun. Kailangan namin maging consistent sa lahat ng bagay, lalo na sa depensa.
Okay, JC, batiin mo na ang mga lagi mong binabate.
Binabati ko lahat ng... binabati ko, salamat sa UCI Family Maker of Family Brand Sardines sa Tami at Mikado Sardines, Patrick Sportswear, sa mga ka-family all over the country at sa mga taga Zamboanga City. At saka binabati ko yung mga mahal ko sa buhay pamilya at saka yung magina ko. Binabati ko, see you soon. Tsaka yun, yung pamilya ko sa Olongapo, yung shop namin, binabati ko rin. Yung dugout, yung shop namin. Punta kayo doon, see you doon. Pag may time kami magkambal. Ayun, maraming salamat sa lahat, pati sa Paranaque.
Right, maraming salamat. I am looking forward to more and more best player interviews with JC Marcelino, who is our Buenas player of this game, Mix and Javi.
So at least this game is unique because this is the game wherein JC Marcelino almost broke his nose here in the MPBL. We did see that he got hit by Kenneth Alas early in the first half. Congratulations to Zamboanga. Up next, we have a nice battle for you guys. A possible preview of our South Division playoffs. The Quezon Huskers will take on the home squad of the Paranaque Patriots. Thank you for joining us. From Mika Bisamis and Javi Palanya, my name is Mix Gomez at magbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.